we build a lot of membership sites, a lot of online courses, and very often we get called by someone who's been building their website and they're all focused on the technology. The technology is everything to them. And this is often the case when the person really enjoys technology. It's one of the things they have fun with. And it's almost like they feel like they're making progress because they're making headway with the technology. And I'm telling you, that is the absolute biggest mistake you can make, because the technology will take care of itself. And, part of this program includes going over the technology. So we've got you covered there. But the absolute most important thing you need to focus on is selling the course. Technology will take care of itself. But if you can't figure out a way to sell your course, all this work is not going to get you anywhere. Now, one thing you might consider doing is, I've just got to yell louder, post more blogs, put more videos up, get more involved in social media, do a lot more email broadcasting. And that's not a bad idea, but if your message is not resounding loudly, if it's not standing out among all the marketing material that is, being bombarded at your ideal customer, that's not going to work either. Now, what is going to make you stand out is if your message really resonates with your ideal customer. And by this, I mean that it talks to the problem that they're most wanting solved. So, for example, let's say you're selling a weight loss program and you're focused on the lady who's who wants to look good at the beach. It's springtime. She wants to lose some extra pounds. She wants to look good in a bikini. Her problem has nothing to do with calories. It has nothing to do with health. It has everything to do with looking good. So your message has to resound with the problem she's wanting solved and not necessarily what she needs to do to solve it. The way you're going to stand out is by talking their language. There might be someone else who recently suffered a heart attack, and as a result, they need to lose weight or else they're going to die, right? So it's one of those situations. So if you want to talk to them, you want to talk about all the health benefits and, things like that. So we have to stop thinking like the problem solver we are. We have to stop thinking like the person who understands how to fix the problem and start talking like our customers talk when they're trying to find a solution for their problem. And I'm telling you, this is not an easy thing to do, especially if we're really good at what we do. And my assumption is that you're good at what you do, because we forget what it's like to not know what we know so well now. So we're kind of handicapped. I like to say that we're contaminated by our own knowledge. So what's the best way to get past this situation? Here's what I recommend is you schedule a call with either your best customers, someone who maybe knows your solution really well and might be a customer. And by the way, that's a good way to maybe, find some business, and ask them 3 specific questions. And, let's assume weight loss is your topic. So you come up and you say, when it comes to your topic, weight loss, what's your biggest challenge? When it comes to weight loss, what's your biggest frustration? When it comes to weight loss, what's your biggest fear? Now, when you really get down to it, you're asking the exact same question 3 different ways. And when I've run people through this process, some people come up and, the word challenge doesn't really resonate with them. But then you ask them, frustration, and it's kind of like, oh, my biggest frustration is this. And they're really describing a fear, they're describing a challenge. But the whole point is you want to understand how they see the problem and not the solution that you're going to deliver after you've sold them. And that's how you can really get people to listen to you. Because again, we're all bombarded by hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of marketing messages every day. How do you make your message stand out? How do you make it remarkable? How do you get people to see your message and say, hold on a second, let me stop and watch the video a little bit more. Let me read more on this. How do you do that? And it's by having a message that talks to their problem, the problem that's keeping them up at night, the problem, that worries them, that, it really hits their concerns, so that now you can start talking to them about what it is that you can deliver, what is it that you can, really do for them. Now, we've got a process that we recommend people follow, but when you talk to people about their fears, their challenges, and their frustrations, you want to write down exactly what it is that they tell you. I had someone come up in their, an interview with them when I'm going through this, and they said, and this was concerning courses, because we sell courses, right? Or course building solutions. And the lady said, my biggest fear is that I'm looking for a chocolate chip cookie and the person sells me a wedding cake with all the frills, and that's not what I want. And it was really interesting, because here I am technical and I'm worried about how to build it and things like that. And she's fearing that she's going to be oversold, which is interesting. And as a matter of fact, that line about, I'm getting a wedding cake when all I really wanted was a chocolate chip cookie, is something that made it into one of my sales letters and into my sales copy. Because, if you say something like, hey, when you're building an online course, do you sometimes feel like you're being sold a huge wedding cake when all you wanted was a little chocolate chip cookie? That's something that people remember. And we, as experts in our field, will oftentimes want to edit how our potential customers or how our customers talk about what we do, because it doesn't kind of fit the way we see it. But we have to stop seeing what we do as the deliverer of the problem solution and start thinking more like the client that has the problem and is looking for someone like you. Now, one last thing is, a lot of people are out there looking for exactly what you do. And if they never see you, hear of you, notice you, all the work that you do is a waste. So I can't stress enough how important it is to get with people who are your ideal customers, people who are your existing customers, whoever that might be, and ask them those questions. Ask them those questions and write down their answers and really focus on what they tell you, because that's the key to writing sales copy that's going to really attract people to your online course.